Welcome to ArkCase, a new breed of case management. As a user, I have the option to log in, and then I will see my specific dashboard based on how I've configured it. A user can change their dashboard as he or she sees fit. So for instance, Sally has a list of workflow tasks assigned to her, complaints in which she owns, the current weather on which she's located, a trend chart of new complaints, and then an RSS feed. Sally wants to change that. She simply clicks this icon over here, selects the plus sign, and any other dashboard widget she wants to add, she can go ahead and click. So for instance, if she had cases, a multiple list of case files would show up here. But if Sally doesn't want that, she can just turn it off, save her changes, and it'll stay intact. Another thing to point out about Sally's dashboard are the left navigation modules. These are all based on permissions. So however you want to configure ArkCase, whether you'd like to turn off cost or time tracking or turn it on for Sally, you can do that in the admin level. The other thing a user can do is search. Everybody wants to search either information about complaints or cases or files within there. We use ArkCase at the back end, so this is a quick way to quickly get to your documents. As an example, if I put in the word Patrick, you can see ArkCase fastest search results are returned. What a user can do here is they can simply narrow it down by the user or the facet, for instance. If the user want to see the file, they just click on it, then go ahead and open it. When we open up that specific file, you can see that the word Patrick is right there. So ArkCase did its job of full text indexing the document. Another option for search would have to be just a name of a case, for instance. So if I had the word disgruntled or harassment or whatever it might be, I can enter that in, and now again we see the facets on the left. So from here, if I just want to limit the results just to all complaints that had the word disgruntled in it, I click on that and it takes me right to the complaint with one quick click. Continuing on with our story, Sally wants to enter in information as Ethan's describing his complaint over the phone. Next, what you'll see in ArkCase is the form. This form is very specific to complaint. However, customers can use whatever forms they want to get information into the system. The user that's entering information in the form, in this case Sally, would simply go ahead and enter in any information, whether it's Ethan's contact information, the incident information. Notice the highlight that we added just as a visual cue for the incident, the people involved, in this case it's Darren, any attachments, and ultimately Sally wanted to assign it to herself. When all the required information is entered, she can go ahead and submit it and the complaint will be created. This is the list of complaints, and what you can see here is the new complaint that just got created by Sally. Sally can click on that and then you'll see the different information that was extracted from that form. Notice there's the title, the type, that I assigned it to myself or Sally, when it was created, and then we add a configurable business rule that says it's due in 2 days, and a high priority. You also see a number. We have many customers that want their own numbering convention. Again, this is very configurable. What you also see are all the different information that was collected with regards to that complaint. You can see that information from the icon shown here, but we also give customers another option where they can see information by just clicking here as well. So as I clicked on the complaint option, notice you'll see a list of folders. Next, we'll go into some document management capabilities that ties right into what ArkCase can do from the back end. There's many options available in the document section for each complaint and/or case. If I right mouse click, notice you can create new folders or new documents. They can either be forms-based or they can simply be drag and drop from your desktop. So for instance, if I wanted to put in Ethan's performance review based on our story, I can go ahead and do that. Or I can drag and drop it as well. The other thing you can do is we actually embed a viewer where a user can quickly double click and then the viewer will be displayed. Within the viewer, a person can do annotations, look at the thumbnails of the image, and actually add notes very specific to each document if they'd like to. At any point in time, Sally can get right to that complaint she just created from her dashboard widget. She does one simple click and it takes her right there. So from here she can see the details. Remember that highlight got carried over, the location in which the incident happened, the people that were involved, remember it was Ethan and Darren, and so on. She could also add notes, create workflow tasks or whatever very specific to this complaint. In our story, we wanted Sally to ask Ann to go ahead and create a case file and investigate it. We have a simple way to do that in ArkCase. We simply click the Close Complaint button, and then a Close Complaint form is shown. Here she can click on the disposition to open the case, assign Ann. Again, you can have this pre-configured if it always goes to the same person that's investigating it. Go ahead and hit Add, and then say, She can go ahead and say, please work on this, and go ahead and hit submit. What you'll see then is a workflow task from Activity Engine was automatically kicked off based on a business rule. Here you can see it's the review request to close that complaint. It's still in the context of the complaint in which we're working, but Anne got notification that she has to work on this task. We'll show you her dashboard next. Anne received a notification indicating she has work to do, and it's shown right here in her task list. All Anne has to do is click on that task, and it'll take her right to the task page. In the middle of the page describes the task that Anne's been assigned. At the top is a reference right to that complaint, since the task was generated from a complaint. Anne can also look at the documents under review. Here's the closed complaint form, just a PDF file of it. At this time, Anne can decide to go ahead and approve or send for rework. Well, Anne's going to investigate the complaint before she decides to take it to a case. So she's going to hyperlink over and look at all that information that was collected originally by Sally. Any documents, as we had uploaded before, any notes that may have occurred, etc. But as Anne, her whole job is really to say, yeah, let's go ahead and investigate. So she's going to go ahead and approve this. As you'll see that the case now appears in Anne's dashboard widget. She can click on that, and then what you'll notice is all the information got copied over from the complaint. The header information, the details with an extra note that it was based on the complaint, any notes, as also a reference back to the original complaint, so anytime she can go right back. This helps people in case you have a case that's related to more than one complaint. If we move to the document section, notice what happened based on a business rule. A complaint folder was automatically created, and all of the different documents under that complaint were now declared as formal records in ArkCase. We'll show you that next. Next, let's navigate through the file plan located in ArkCase specific to complaints. Here you can see the list of all the different complaint folders that got automatically declared based on a user closing the complaint, creating a case. These are all the documents we just worked on. So what a user can do within ArkCase is go ahead and double click on that, and then what you'll see is officially declared as a formal record with a unique record identifier with the actual disposition instructions. Notice the end user didn't even have to think about it. The records manager managed the rules, ArkCase leveraged ArkCase, and the business policy was followed automatically. ArkCase also has reports right at a user's fingertips. If the user has permissions, they can go out and click whatever report they have permissions to see, go back a couple of weeks, and hit Generate Report. As the user does that, the results are displayed on the screen, but as always, if the user wants to save it as any kind of file format, the user can at that time. One of the key differentiator in the ArkCase application is configurability. We've exposed many of the features all within the desktop based on a super user or an admin capability. So what you can see here is security. Under security, for instance, we manage LDAP, the roles, as well as modules. Here's where we were describing how to turn things off at runtime on what a user can and cannot do. It simply is the user roles that are not authorized and authorized to look at various modules. The next thing is dashboard configuration. It's very similar. At runtime, you can turn off which roles can or cannot see different dashboard widgets, the same for reports and so forth. Another differentiator in the ArkCase application is configuring labels. We understand after working with thousands of customers how a user might want the interface to change based on your business. And that's what we've done here. What you can see here is the ability to change not only the date format. For instance, we have a customer in South Australia. Their date format's much different. But what if you wanted to change the word from complaints to like a grievance? You could easily do that. At any point in time, you could always reset back the very current one or all resource labels back to the original out-of-the-box capability. In summary, ArkCase is one-stop shopping for case management. The user has the ability at any time to configure their dashboard to look at trends, to have online help so that IT doesn't have to constantly be called, and to also do the configuration and the look and feel just how you want it based on your business needs. We thank you for your time today, and we look forward to speaking with you at the booth.